Welcome to our channel Concepts for You. Today we are going to study about cell. I have discussed many points in this video which are directly asked in NEET. So without any further delay, let's get started. What is a cell? From our primary classes itself, we are studying that cell is a structural and functional unit of living body. Do you ever think what is structural and functional unit means? If not, I will let you know about that. Firstly, structural means building something. So, here cell is a structural unit. Means a cell is a base of an organism. For example, for building a house, we need bricks. Here, we are building an organism from cells. Could you relate that? Okay. To form a structure of an organism, we need cell. Next is functional unit. Let us know how a cell plays as a functional unit in our body. In our day-to-day life, we do many more things for survival of our body. Like we take in food for gaining nutrition from it. So, here cells of our body does a major functions for digesting the food, absorbing it, at last excreting the waste material. Not only that, they do many more functions. A particular group of cells perform a particular function. That is another topic. Let's talk about those in our next videos. I hope up to now you would have understood what is a structural and functional unit means. Because of mentioned reasons, cells are considered as an structural and functional unit of living beings. All living beings are composed of cells. Single-celled organisms are called unicellular organisms. An example of unicellular organism can be amoeba, bacteria, in fact all monerans and protists. Many-celled or multi-celled organisms are called multicellular organisms. Examples are huge, like human beings, or from kingdom fungi to kingdom animalia. It should be remembered that even a single cellular organisms are capable of their independent existence and performs essential functions of life like respiration, digestion, absorption, excretion, etc. Let's go further in topic. Who discovered cell? The first cell was discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665. In a cork. Cork means a bark of a tree which is used for sealing bottles in those times. Robert Hooke saw a room-like structures and said it a cellar. By the way, it was a dead cell. Some years later, Leeuwenhoek found free-living algae, Spirogyra cells in pond water using his self-made microscope. It was a great discovery, right? Next is cell theory. Cell theory was first formulated by Sleeden and Swan in 1938 and 1939. Sleeden was a German botanologist and Swan was an English zoologist. Sleeden observed that all plants are made up of cells. Swan gave two statements that all animals are made up of cells. All animal cells are bounded by a membrane which we are calling now as plasma membrane. And he also concluded that all plants have a cell walls. It was a great discovery of that decade. But they didn't explain about how new cells are formed. Then in 1855, Rudolf Virchow, while he was experimenting, he saw under microscope that a cell is dividing. So, he concluded and gave a statement, omnicellula e cellula, means all cells arises from a pre-existing cells. Now, the modern cell theory is, point 1, all living organisms are composed of cells and their products. Point 2, all new cells arises from a pre-existing cells. Understood, friends? Let's see the pictures of scientists who had contributed this cell theory in our next slide. In our first picture, you can see Sir Sleeden, who had said that all plants are made up of cells. And next, Sir Swan stated that all animals are made up of cells, and cells had a thin layer which is now called as plasma membrane. He also concluded that based on his studies on plant tissues, that presence of cell wall is a unique property of plant cells. Sir Rudolf Virchow, he modified the hypothesis of Sleeden and Swan to give a cell-terio's final shape. In our next slide, let's see the quick review of cell. In our next videos, I will explain about cell organelles and complete information about them in detail. For now, let's see an overview of a cell. Point number 1. Cell. All plant cells has a distinct cell wall as its outer boundary, and cell membrane. Animal cells also had a outer membrane as a delimiting structure of a cell. Delimiting means boundary of a cell. Point number 3. Inside every cell there is a membrane bound structure called nucleus. This nucleus contains the chromosomes, which contains the genetic material called DNA. Point number 4. Cells that have membrane bound nuclei are called eukaryotic cells, and cells that lack a membrane bound nuclei are called prokaryotic cells. Point number 5. In both prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells, semi-fluid matrix called cytoplasm occupies the volume of a cell. Don't get confused listening semi-fluid matrix. It is simply a jelly-like substance. Okay, point number 6 is the cytoplasm is the main arena. Arena means area where the cellular activities in both plants and animals are done. Point number 7. The eukaryotic cells have other membrane-bound distinct structures called organelles like endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, etc. Point number 8. The prokaryotic cells lack membrane-bound structures called cell organelles. Point number 9. The ribosomes are the non-membrane-bound organelles found in all cells. Ribosomes not only found in eukaryotic and prokaryotes but also present in chloroplast of plants, in both plants and animals, mitochondria and rough endoplasmic reticulum. You can take a screenshot of this flow chart given in this slide. 1, 2, 3, go. Shapes and sizes of a cell. Sometimes direct questions are asked from these points only. Mycoplasma is the smallest cell. It is the only prokaryotic cell which lacks cell wall. Generally, all prokaryotic cells are anchored by cell wall. Mycoplasma has another name called PPLO. PPLO's abbreviation is Pleuropneumonia-like organisms. It has a size of 0.1 micrometers to 0.3 micrometers. Next, the largest cell is the egg of ostrich, having a size of 7 micrometers in approx. Nerve cell is the longest cell. There is a difference in longest cell and largest cell. Longest means which has long length but not breadth, and largest means which has both long length and long breadth or entire size. Next slide. Cells may be disc-shaped, polygonal shaped, columnar, cuboidal, thread-like, even irregular depending on functions they perform. Like RBCs are round and biconcave. Here the reason of biconcave shape of RBCs is it helps them in smooth flow through the narrowest blood vessels. Right friends? This is the brief concept on cell. Thank you for watching. See you with more concepts. Up to then, happy learning.